I'm Laurie Quinn. I serve as president of the Stern Center for Language and Learning based in Vermont. And I want to tell you a little bit about the Building Blocks program for early literacy. Building Blocks is a research-based program developed by the Stern Center over many years that is based in the science of how young brains acquire the skill of reading, a skill that the 22 million children under the age of 5 should have as a right as young Americans looking ahead to a future of health and democracy and prosperity. This is part of the vision of the world we want to build for the future. So Building Blocks is based on the key concepts of phonological awareness, meaning the connection between letters and their sounds, phonics, the good old time-tested method of helping kids learn to read, play, comprehension, sharing ideas about stories, emphasizing new words, vocabulary, and of course, executive functioning, the skills by which we plan and execute our ideas in the world. These are all the building blocks of literacy, and each is incorporated in the Building Blocks program. Building Blocks is designed to provide early care providers and parents with the science to make this learning fun, to make it easy to practice, and to make it engaging so that students understand that becoming a reader is not only fun, but rewarding, and so that learning builds upon learning as they grow. Imagine if every child care center, every preschool, regardless of the family's income or access to books, if every one of those programs was informed by the research on how we develop young readers with the thirst for knowledge. It's often said that we begin by learning to read, and later on in our education, we read to learn. And so it becomes apparent that not learning to read well, as is unfortunately true for way too many of our young readers, has devastating consequences for social outcomes, for economic mobility, and in fact for democracy. The opportunity that Building Blocks provides is research-based. In one of our studies, it became very clear that students who began the program with the highest risk actually made the greatest gains. For example, our students who were in the control group in our research project, only 14% of those students rose from at-risk to average or better. While in the experimental group that benefited from Building Blocks, 42% rose to average or better. That's a difference between 14% and 42%. So again, the science is very clear and the research base is there. We just need to put this into action for young readers everywhere.